Homegirls the podcast. It's your homegirl Tati. And yeah, you can follow me at _Tatiana on Instagram, _QueenTM on Twitter. But make sure you follow us at homegirls.podcast on Instagram. And homegirlspod _ on Twitter as well. And on YouTube at Homegirls the Podcast.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Tim at Timperstorm on Instagram and Twitter. Go ahead and follow me.
It's me, C Thugger, CEE _Thugger_ on Twitter. And we're back. And today is Beyonce's birthday. I can say your halo. Okay.
Oh, and SZA dropped a song.
She did.
Indeed.
I love it.
Okay, I know we have our icebreaker, but I wanted to throw in a little Beyonce one real quick. Okay, great. So, what Beyonce song best describes your life?
Bitch, hold on, let me think. My life?
Your whole life.
My
Damn,
whole
Christina.
life.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, no, you started, you got it.
Great. So, the Beyonce song that best describes my life is I Was Here.
I like that.
Yes, because what album is that on? 4? Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I love that album, by the way.
Me too.
It best describes me because I feel like everything that I do. So I have a humanities degree. You know, it's human relations, and everything I do, I want to like impact people. So like I work at a nonprofit with kids. My bigger aspiration is to work with like at risk youth and all that kind of stuff. And so I want to like know that whatever I did when I died, I have touched people's lives in like a bigger way. So that's mostly my thing. And she was given range on that hoe.
Right, she was.
Okay, I'll go next. Well, I don't know. It's hard to narrow down, but I think this one kind of sums up. This one is off of Beyonce. Pretty Hurts. I think it's just a good song about, you know, just awareness. I think it's a great feminist song. I think it's like a girl support girl song. It's a song that, you know, tells you can be the girly girl, you can be the smart girl, you can be the pretty girl, but you don't have to just rely on that. You know? So yeah, that was a good song. And that little last part, when you're alone all by yourself,
Yeah, that was.
and you're lying in your bed. Yes. Come on,
I would say.
I'm gonna cut that out.
Just kidding. For me, I would say that for me it would be EXO.
Also like Beyonce.
Yes, because it's like one of those like I'm searching, but like I'm still happy, but you know I still have a purpose to do more type of songs. So that's like me. You know.
Yes. Is that your favorite album?
And
Yeah.
the darkest night.
Oh.
I don't know what my favorite. I don't think that's. I did play the fuck out of that album.
Indeed.
Same.
What's my favorite Beyonce album?
That one was dropped on my birthday, so I just felt like it was meant for me.
Oh my gosh. Oh, but you know though, Lemonade.
I like B-Day.
Lemonade was good.
I really like Lemonade though. Pray You Catch Me.
Danger in
Oh
Love
my God.
was a fire album. Like all her albums really good, but Danger in Love has to be a pop girl.
Let me just say, bitch, none of you new girls got the range because, like I said on my Twitter, if y'all go follow me, Beyonce had the motherfucking Luther Vandross on her debut album, bitch.
So 4 for me is the album that like I already liked Beyonce, but that was where I became like a fan. Like it was like every song I was playing, I just loved everything about it. Andre 3000,
B-Day did
on
it
the
for me.
remix. Andre 3000 on the remix
Oh,
Party. It was just so. I was like,
that was a really good album.
Nobody's favorite album is Sasha Fierce. Let's go ahead and throw it out there.
No, I mean it's a good album for what it's worth. It's just not my favorite. But B-Day did it for me. Ring the alarm.
I knew she was that girl that ring the alarm.
Right.
Flaws and All, Kitty Cat,
Well, Kitty Cat,
Green
bitch,
Light, Upgrade You,
How the fuck are Flaws and All
Listen,
the same album?
Bitch Replacement.
What'd you say, Christina?
How the fuck are like Flaws and All and Kitty Cat on the same album? Like it's just like she has been here forever.
Right.
Like she can
Right.
Replacement.
Replacement's on the album.
What's that?
Well, you talking about irreplaceable?
Replacement.
Okay. Like what's the because I know I think I know most of her songs, but I'm like, well damn, maybe I was like I thought she was trying to say resentment. I was like, maybe resentment.
No, Resentment go hard as
No, that was hard as
fuck.
fuck.
Replacement. I said I should get replaceable.
We was like,
Fuck y'all,
probably a good one. I
man.
probably like it if I hear it. But
Right, but you know, like,
Okay, guys. So our icebreaker today is: if your pussy had a nickname, what would it be? And I hate that word, y'all. I do not like the word pussy. If your vagina had a name, what would it be? I'll go first. I didn't even have to think about this long and hard because it just came. Y'all ready? Okay, y'all. When I say it, you gotta picture it in like those like Xenon, Xenon the sequel ass like Star Wars letters. Okay? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Star Trek ass pussy.
Star Trek ass pussy.
Shh, listen, it's
Out of this world ass pussy.
Come on, girl, like the pussy.
That was actually
That
great.
was really good.
That was
That was it.
great. Okay? Listen. It's the Super Soaker Ultra Grip 12,000.
Bitch, you can't say that 12 times.
Why is it a child's toy? Super Soaker, Ultra Grip. I was like,
Ultra Grip.
not tip his pussy.
Shut up.
I like it.
Yeah, I know it is.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah. And it is.
It is.
Damn,
Yeah,
I
that's
had
it.
one, but I forgot now because baby, that was
Okay.
it.
I know.
I mean, well, we just gonna call that one Galactic Pussy for short. because
Yeah.
I like that one. I like that.
Okay, great.
Whew.
Stina, Aquafina. Something cute, something simple.
That's cute.
Something
Okay.
wet, quench your little thirst. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to think. Let me see. I don't fucking know. Ooh, let me see. Hold on.
I feel like you have to think about what quality
Your vagina.
best has. Is it the freshness? Is it the thickness? Pussies be thick, right? Mm-hmm. Is it the wetness?
Is it the grip?
The snapbackness?
I would say, like last episode, the death grip.
Ooh. I like it.
Pussy Aquafina. Okay. Love it.
Okay, so of course, our homegirl of the week is going to be none other than Beyonce because it's her birthday and like it's Beyonce, bitch.
Happy birthday, sis.
B-Day.
I love you.
Zoom, 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 zoom with the lights and shit.
Yes.
I would love to go see Beyonce.
Hey, me too. I've never had money whenever her concerts come.
Right.
Last
Statement in general.
But last time she came out here, I had ordered this credit card to try to put it on a credit card. I got approved. My card never came in. So.
That was God, bitch.
Yeah, it was. I'm sad.
Right.
You out of fucking line.
I mean, I want to see her, but I have money now, and apparently she was supposed to come to a concert, and
I mean, COVID.
fucking COVID ruined
That bitch.
everything.
That bitch.
We love you,
Back to that.
Beyonce.
Hey, somebody getting fired.
Somebody's getting fired.
Girl.
It's really all the concerts that she does for me. All the concerts and all the like.
Effort
Because
she
people be
puts
talking,
into it.
people be talking about the whole visual album thing, but I'm like, we forget, or people don't talk about the fact that B-Day, was it B-Day? Whichever one had Kitty Cat, that was B-Day, right?
Yeah, that was the visual album.
I remember it was. I remember
Video.
going in Target and Walmart and seeing like the thing, and it was a whole thing, like because that was still CD times, where it was like every single song had a video.
I remember.
Nobody was doing that shit.
MTV like made it a thing to show every single one of them.
It was
One
great.
day.
It was
Like,
really
it was
great.
awesome. I remember the Kitty Cat video.
Kitty Cat is really a vibe.
It's
It's freaking
Yeah,
dress
no,
for me.
I hate.
sleeping alone.
It's the.
I just
Do,
said
do,
that
do,
you
do,
should.
do, do.
And upgrade you when the
What?
whole when they
I heard you be the block, but I'm the light that
Keep
keep
the
the
streets
streets on.
Notice you the type that like to keep
Keep
them
'em
on the
on the
leash.
leash,
I'm
though.
known to walk
Yeah.
alone,
but I'm alone for a reason.
reason.
Sending me a drink and a piece and believe me.
Come on. This is a big been rapper, so y'all.
She
don't-
been rapping.
don't
She been
really-
rap singing.
Don't do beat.
Been. Y'all want to do the black business before we go into the
You can do it.
Let's
You
do
can
it.
do it.
All right, so black business. This is gonna highlight the glamaholic
Oh, I smell
lifestyle.
the leather.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The glamaholic
Luxury.
lifestyle by Mia Ray. She is a designer. She does leather goods. So I did.
My Vanna White.
I did
Black.
partake in the recent drop she had. The shipping was quick. Confirmations was quick. I did not have an issue with my order. And My sis, she offered Afterpay for my homegirls that's in between.
But they never had no money.
So,
Beyonce
you know, I
would have been there.
Right.
Beyonce.
Afterpay.
You gonna get your money.
Beyonce.
But yeah, I definitely just wanted to highlight Mia Ray because she's a black woman and she's selling out in minutes. So,
what's her social media?
Her social media is at Mia Ray. That's MIARAY. But she has the Glamourholic lifestyle. That is the name of the brand.
Yeah. So let's support these black designer bags because I was
Period.
Black designers in general.
No, for sure. Because I was telling them earlier today, like I know we have Telfar, it's a black designer, but and everybody was like, yes, we can spend our money on these Gucci bags and these da-da-da-da. And I was like, I love that. Like now, let's get some more. Like we have Telfar, that's good. Now we're getting a groove. Like let's spread our black dollars
and put other
to
people
black.
on.
Exactly. So I love that. And the bag is real cute.
It's
and Tatis came with a duffel bag.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and yes, I did get the set with the duffel bag, and it was less than $250. This tote is big as hell. I can fit my 13-inch MacBook and the rest of my life in there. It has some good, zippers and pockets and a little clasp enclosure.
It's really cute, and I'm a person who I don't believe on spending big money. Like I'll be like, oh, this bag is $15, bitch. What cute? Like
Right.
I'm that kind of person, and so I'm like to have a designer bag that's under $250 and $300. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
I mean,
nice.
because,
And she bought.
Right. The tote itself is less than $100. It retails for $85. I got the set, which was a tote and a duffel bag for $232 plus shipping was like $250. And she has Afterpay. So, and then the thing about her is she makes sure that she lets her clientele know weeks in advance before a drop, because she believes in letting her clients getting their money and their affairs in order to be able to buy her products. And so I would say to like any entrepreneurs especially to go check out her Instagram, because she drops a lot of gems on there as well. But she's also for the people, and she also documents her full journey between drops and then getting to a drop and everything. So she in there putting in work, and so I could definitely respect the female hustle. So that's what really made me want to get the bag for sure.
I love a black business owner who is not trying to break the bank and say oh, but y'all don't ask Gucci for coupons or whatever the fuck.
Right.
And I mean, not to get on no black designer because I understand it, but I feel like a lot of times black stuff, it is kind of like, okay, yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but we don't have the resources, we don't have in all of these things, and so that's why we have to, if it's nice black stuff,
right.
And so I love somebody who's like, no, I'm gonna make it nice and I'm gonna make it affordable, and
right.
it's also designers, and so that's dope.
Right. I agree. Okay, well, moving on to the check-in. Today we want to talk about something that's heavy on a lot of people's hearts.
Right.
Our beloved Black Panther did pass away. Chadwick Boseman did lose his battle to cancer, colon cancer to be exact, after 4 long years. And we want to just talk about coping a little bit, because people cope differently, and there's been a lot of backlash on the internet about how people have been reacting to his death. So I just want to know, how do y'all cope? And how do y'all feel about people who cope in a more public and attention-seeking way.
Like dramatic, yeah. So first, I feel like the thing with Black Panther, which Chadwick Boseman to begin with, is like kind of how you just said, like he was a man of the people as well. Like the roles that he was James Brown, he was
Thurgood
Black Panther, he was
Marshall.
Thurgood Marshall, he was 42. What's 42?
Jackie Robinson.
He was Jackie Robinson, and so these are roles that he was playing, like that were very important roles. And then I saw something today that said that he was offered a slave role with Tessa Thompson and he didn't take it. And so it's like, I'm going to be very intentional in what I do with my time, especially knowing that he found out in 2016, and so he didn't.
He was 39.
And Black Panther, he wasn't Black Panther yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like he was very intentional with his time that he had left, and all that stuff. So I think that's really important. And so a lot of people who are like very being like, I guess, dramatic or very like kind of like performative with that, I feel like for some people, I'm speaking on people who don't know him, so people who are not celebrities. For some people, it really is like, bro, this man is like, this is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like with this black superhero, we broke the damn box office and all that stuff, and it was like really his acting. Because I love Michael B. Jordan, like I'm literally his girlfriend, right? But people was talking about like this nigga was acting like this was y'all like, but nobody's able to, like Chadwick was giving us like very much Black Panther. I'm really into the role. I'm doing all these things, and it was just a big moment for us. So I feel like people are allowed to be dramatic or whatever in their grieving him, because we were dramatic in our loving him, right? We were we were like, we're going Black as hell to the theater, and we were watching a movie 17,000. I mean, literally when it came on Netflix, I used to put it on and go to sleep every night because I was like, no, he's gonna get these dollars. You know what I'm saying? So we were dramatic. So I don't feel like it's a big deal, you know, in that. And he was a celebrity, and so I just feel like
it's no different as for when Michael Jackson died or when Houston died, like
Ooh.
when Selena died, you know, like
that time Beyonce had a cold. Ooh.
Oh my God. But definitely, like, I want to say, like, no one should be ashamed for grieving the loss, because it is possible to grieve the loss of someone that you do not know personally.
And I don't think anybody has jurisdiction over the grief of a certain person.
Right.
So just because you're his whatever, you know him personally, whatever, you don't get to tell anybody else how they can grieve somebody. You know, that's really
you don't know what connections they had.
Exactly. Or what how that touched, like maybe Black Panther was the first time that I ever blah 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 whatever the hell.
Yeah,
that's a moment for me. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree with that.
I definitely agree. But back to what Tiffany was asking, like, how do you cope with something like that? Like, for me, like, I couldn't, you know, watch Black Panther after, you know, because people were like, oh, I want to watch Black Panther, Jack Robinson, to, you know, to see him one more time, but I couldn't do that.
Oh, it was too sad, yeah.
It was too sad. I literally, like, was shedding a tear when, I was watching, I believe it was Jimmy Kimmel, when, they were talking about, like, what Black Panther means to them, and he came out to, you know, surprise the people. I was, like, getting choked up then, because it's like I have a hard time realizing it's gone. And so seeing them immortalized like that, it's a real tough battle for me, like, at first.
I think it's easier to put it in the back of my mind. Like, we going through a family death right now, and it hasn't hit me yet. Like, I haven't really cried about it, but when I saw pictures of her, I was like, oh, like, that's, like, I'm not gonna see her again, you know? So, I think once you're face to face with it, it's a little harder, so
I'm an avoider. So with this situation specifically, like, I didn't post stuff or whatever, and like people post stuff, I would like hurt feelings. I don't want to see that. I don't want to watch no videos. Like, that's super sad. And so in general, like, coping with death, I'm very much of an avoider. Like, I will reach out. Like, my grandmother passed from COVID during this time or whatever, and so I reached out to my stepdad, and I was just like, hey, if you need me, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to call and have a conversation with him about, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like, he's going to be crying, I'm going to be crying, it's going to be a whole situation. And he didn't call me for a couple of days. And then I finally was like, okay, hey, I'm calling you. You know, he was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, no, I feel like we're dealing with it in that same way of, like, I don't want to keep on talking about it. But then we'll get there, we'll get there. And so I feel like that's a thing.
I feel like sometimes, like, I don't know, like, people expect you to grieve a certain way. And I know for me, it's kind of like, you gotta let me do shit on my own time, and that's just me as I'm becoming a woman and, well, you know, more of a woman. You just gotta let me do everything on my own time. But with coping and grieving and things like that, you really gotta just let me take my time, because I'm not gonna show him. I mean, I might, it depends on who it is, it depends on what it is. I might not show emotion right off the bat, you know?
Right. And I think that's okay. Like, I think
that is okay.
Do y'all ever feel guilty about it like that? Like, not showing emotion or not, like, feeling all these feelings?
I'm the type of person, I might even laugh when you tell me some shit like that. Like what?
Okay.
Like,
like,
what?
okay.
Not laugh.
No.
But, like, you know, and then disbelief. And then I'm just kind of like, so yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, that recently happened to me. Like, one of my family members was having, you know, a health scare, and everybody, they want to buzz out your door to tell you, but I'm just like, I'm like, okay, like, because like, when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, hey, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm not a doctor, like, I'm not a healthcare professional, like, so you really bringing this to me, so I can stress along.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm like, and I don't have to accept that. Now, do I will I worry for my family members because I love them? Yes, but like I'm gonna do that on my own terms.
Yeah,
I'm not
for
gonna
sure.
be frantic because you want me to be frantic, you know?
Right.
And that's what it is. I feel like people, it's about the different ways that we cope with it or whatever. I remember when one of my cousins passed away when I was in college, and I was at work. I was an RA. Mama had called me, was like, "Hey, what you doing?" And I was like, "I'm at work." And she was like, "Okay, call when you get off." And I was like, "God, what didn't happen now?" Because I'm like, "Why?" You know, she's like, "I have something to talk to you about, but I want to talk to you when you not at work." And I was like, "Okay." So I knew it was something. And my organization. So y'all remember when the basketball games used to, like, if you have the most crowd participation or whatever, they'll pay your organization money. So
Your
one
org
time,
was there.
yeah. So
That happened to me
AK
too.
Style was like, we were like, okay, we're making sign. We were so serious. It was like as soon as I got off work, and like it was crazy because we were like, I was like, well, I get off work this time, so like some people was like, we're gonna meet you at the, you know, we're gonna walk over together. It was like a whole, we was like really gonna win the money that time. We did too. We was like, we really gonna win the money. And so I remember we get to the game, and one of my homegirls, Kelsey, which I love her, she's so sweet. Shout out to Kelsey, my girl. She was like, you come here. What's your problem? Like, and it was like my mama had. So I called my mom when I got off work, and she told me that my cousin had passed, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just talk to you later. So I was kind of like, I mean, I'm sad, but I feel okay, right? I can go to the thing. So I'll go to the thing, and my friend was like, what's wrong with you? And she like was really like, no, this is not your energy. And I didn't even realize that I was having different energy because I was just in my head like, well, damn, this shit really happened.
Right.
And I was like, okay. And then like once I was forced to talk about it, or like I was like, hey, if I talk about it, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, we'll talk tomorrow then. And so I'm like, I kind of, the next morning I woke up and I was so sad. I was crying and everything, but I also felt guilty because I was like, why did I go to the thing in the game and it's not that serious? But it's like, you have to deal with stuff on your own time because like, I'm like, imagine me being like, okay, for the rest of the night I'm just gonna cry all night about it in the room by myself. You know, like it wasn't, you know,
No,
so.
I definitely know like how you feel because like, you know, I lost my brother before I had competed for Black and Gold and before pledging.
Yeah.
So that whole time, like I don't know, I felt like I couldn't be happy for myself because I was like, I felt like I swept the death of my brother underneath the rug.
Because you was doing other stuff.
By doing so much, like I used to literally overcompensate doing a whole bunch of other stuff
To keep busy.
so I won't think about it. So like I remember like, oh, this is like right after we probated, everybody was like, oh, you gonna wail stuff. I'm just like,
Okay, so are these healthy ways of coping with death?
no, I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say they were healthy, but I don't necessarily think they're like toxic or like
Yeah.
debilitating. I feel like you have to cope how you cope. You know what I mean?
And I do feel like with me, you know, being more busy, I fought off a depression because I was so busy like with things that I was so happy and so proud to have accomplished that it kind of like it balanced the scales for me. Because I felt like if I wouldn't have done all that, I would have had nothing to do but to grieve. At the time.
So, and so that's why I'm like, it's not necessarily not healthy because like that was helpful to you. You know what I'm saying? Like me going, I was just like, I just want to be around people right now and not have to think about it until I have to think about it.
Extrovert for real, because I probably would have been like, oh Lord.
I just was like, wow, that's
crazy. Because a similar situation happened to me when my great grandpa died. I was at the basketball game for an organization thing.
Trying to win the damn money.
Girl. But they had told me while I was at the thing. But I was good. And then I think I don't know who it was asked me what was wrong, girl. I was boo-hooing.
At the game?
At the game. I had to go. It was terrible.
Lord, remind me to tell y'all a story later about that, because girl, grief is just so different. You just be feeling so guilty. You don't know what to do. You don't know if you want to be with somebody, don't be with somebody. Call people. I literally called my boo crying, and I felt so guilty because I was like, the next morning, like, she was just like, oh, I know, it's so sad. Like, you know, she was trying to comfort me, but I was like, why did I even want to call her? Like, I was crying, like, I gotta call my mama. And like, it's just like, it's just ugly.
Also, going back to what you said about when she told you to call after work, I'm the type of person, when you tell me you have to talk to me about something, tell me right. Because the same thing happened to me when I was at work and my mama found the lump on her breast.
You want to know?
Yeah. That was the worst.
But she told you to wait. She
told me to. I just knew it. When I saw her name pop up on my phone and she knew I was at work, I was like,
yeah,
what she want?
Yeah,
you know? And she's like, call me when you get off. I was like, nah, bro.
Like,
it was terrible. It was terrible.
See, but that's the thing. At least your mama waited. My mama called me when I was at work and told me that my uncle had passed. And like, this was like one of my favorite uncles, and I was just like, I gotta go.
Yeah, see,
I bust out crying because I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I had to leave. I'm like, damn, you couldn't wait till I was off of work.
Yeah.
I would have preferred that. So at least I would have been home, like been in my room.
I feel like
she didn't care.
talking about this, I'm like, okay, if I'm ever in a position to have to tell somebody, I would definitely text them and say, what you doing? And then they'd be like at work, I'd be like, okay, girl, what time you get off? You know, something like that. So then it's just like, 6, what's up? Like, oh, okay, girl, I'm just gonna call you and talk. And then we can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like not to put the anxiety. Because I'm like, imagine had your mama hit you up. I mean, she knew you was at work, but if she would have just been like, what time you get off? Or like, oh, girl, it just kind of made it cool and was like, oh, okay, girl, I was just gonna call you, but, or whatever.
Yeah,
or even if your sister maybe call you more often, or maybe y'all talk better, it would have been less like, I guess I'm like, I'm trying to figure.
I feel like I'm
delicate.
Take the anxiety away because it's already anxiety.
I'm such an anxious person. I'm a dig deep. I'm a overthinker anyway.
But nobody can't just call you and be like, oh, girl, okay, I was just calling you.
Yes, but if they gonna be like, oh, I'll call you later because I want to talk to you about something, I'm gonna be like,
see, that's what I said. I wouldn't say about something. I would just be like, okay, girl. Like I have a homegirl who calls me all the time, but she'll text me and be like, you at work? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, okay, well, are you busy? Because I want to talk. We call each other, but we just be talking. Like we don't be talking about nothing. But so I'm like,
okay, I know what you mean.
Be delicate is what we getting at because
right.
Okay, so moving on. So what's tea?
Look,
okay,
we got through this without crying. Nobody crying.
Right,
so.
Good. And rest in peace, Chadwick. Like we are so. I don't even have words. Like that hurt.
No,
2020
it was a gut wrenching type of thing.
It was
to hear that. Like when I heard that Whitney passed away and I was in the mall, I said, "No, you playing." I thought I had the same reaction for Chadwick because
I didn't know Whitney as much. I had that reaction for Michael Jackson. I was like,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
What do you mean? He's like 50.
Ooh,
that doesn't make sense. Like so.
Yeah. Like him and Prince, I just have to put them in the back of my head because I don't believe it. But we're gonna move on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get into this tea.
Ooh.
So Marcus Houston.
Oh. Geez.
You want to take us to talk tea?
Okay. Wherever the street is, hoes. Marcus Houston, 30. He's 39, right?
40.
Okay. And his wife, teenage wife, she's 19. Mm-hmm. Okay.
That nigga literally got a teenage bride.
Hurt people, but let's just backtrack. So the reason why there's a major controversy around this is because the girl went missing when she was 15. Okay. And she just popped on up now that she's a teenage bride. And so
I feel like even I mean that shit is terrible as well. But even if we was to take that shit away, it's kind of like
it's still weird. It's still creepy.
19 and 40 and married. You met that girl before she was 18, and you were.
But see, here's the thing though. Mind you, after all this crazy shit, like they said that the girl was a family friend. So basically, he saw her grow up.
He was praying for that girl.
Exactly. But you know what though? Like I said, like hurt people, and he was preyed upon, so he's gonna prey upon somebody else because Chris Stokes, bitch, you got some answering to do for your transgression.
So say he met her at 18. Do y'all feel like a 40-year-old can fall in love with an 18-year-old?
If he's going through an identity crisis?
No, a healthy. You know what? Is that the age difference? Are you able to fall in love with a person that's 20 years your junior?
That's hard to say. I don't know.
Because I don't want to say, we talked about this with August and Jada. I don't want to say that every person who's older who falls in love or it gets in a relationship with a person that's younger is preying on them or is hurting or whatever. But it's every incident that I hear is some shit like that. It's like
because okay, when you think about it, just even if it's with the women that go for an older man, they are like, say for instance the Anna Nicole Smith. Maybe she was looking for a check, so she was taking advantage of him.
Who?
Her husband.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like I just feel like either way it goes, whether it's a relationship with a older man, a younger woman, and like it's a 20-year difference, 30-year difference, it's still someone in that situation is getting taken advantage of. Mm-hmm. I feel like and sometimes it's the women taking advantage of the men, or vice versa.
Yeah.
But I really feel like. So
you don't think that there is genuine love to come from two parties that are 20 years apart?
What a 40-year-old and a 20-year-old kind of comment.
That's what I'm saying. That girl is 19 years old. What do you have to talk about?
And when I see stuff like that, it just makes me think like, you know, some men tend to get younger women to manipulate them and to make them, you know, the woman that they want them to be. And it's like, then that lady gonna be going through her own identity crisis when she hit 40. Because she ain't gonna have no life. She gonna have your life the way you want for her.
She gonna be 40 with a 60-year-old husband, y'all.
Like, you know,
60 years old.
Chris Stokes,
This
you really got some
screams.
answering to do for this because you know they say people abusers
But-
have been abused.
And that's true. And that's very true. But we also say that you need to go to therapy and figure that shit out so that you're not hurting somebody else, because what we're not going to do is keep on, because what if Chris Stokes come out and be like, and I was molested when I was younger, and then we just keep on placing the blame, placing the blame. Like, Marcus Houston, you have to answer for the shit that you do too.
That's
like,
true.
Chris Stokes did the shit to you, and that's very unfortunate, and it's a terrible thing, and I pray, I pray that, God handles him or whatever, but now you have your own shit that you fucking up. And that's, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you get no leeway because, I was molested 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That shit sucks, and that shit will be on your conscience or be on your 10 years ago, really like 20 years ago. Because Mark Houston is 40.
But you need to deal with that.
Really like 25 years ago.
Right, so just imagine, so when he was, and that's what kind of makes me really like creeped out about it, because maybe like when he was going through his own, molestation or whatever, he was looking at somebody else, because that girl was a family friend.
Yeah,
supposedly. So it's like, so she was around.
Yeah.
And it's like, when stuff like that happens, when people don't seem to think that anything is wrong with what they're doing, that girl probably could have been groomed.
Right.
To where she's like, oh, well, I mean, when I was younger, he liked me. Well, you don't see nothing wrong with that? Him being 20 years your senior?
But when you be young, you don't think that. I was talking to my friends about this recently, how, like, I was in high school, and I was talking to this guy. I was 16. I was talking to this guy who was 22, and I didn't know that it was an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know he was too old for me. And when I look back, I'd be like, that nigga should not have been talking to me. You know what I'm saying? And I had a nigga, 19. I was 16. I had like a 19-year-old he was a boy. I mean, he was 19. Who was coming and picking me up from school sometimes. And I used to get my friends like, oh no, I'm not riding the bus with y'all today. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't think that it was an issue. That nigga was too old to be talking to me too.
Right, he was.
So, and it was like,
very much so.
No, that wasn't my boyfriends or nothing, so I wasn't telling my mom like it was niggas I was talking to. So it's just like I didn't really know the magnitude, especially the 22-year-old. It's like I didn't know the magnitude. He had a kid, it was too much for a 16-year-old.
Right.
And so I'm like, sometimes you just don't really know. You just be
and
like,
that's true.
You're young.
And it's like, and that's the thing. It's like, I think like a lot of people speak out on it because one, experience, and two, they would rather tell you what it is now than for you to be down the line 10, 20 years and now you feeling convicted about your actions because
exactly.
you essentially unknowingly allowed abuse to happen to you, and that can also send somebody to some therapy because they're gonna be spiraling like, oh my gosh. So then that also makes you think of all the other shit that you let slide with other people in your life, and you're like, well, fuck, I was really being abused.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
I just pray the best out of this situation for that young lady. Hopefully, maybe Marcus Houston childish as hell, and he got a kid mind from his trauma, and they gone.
That's even worse.
I mean, maybe, but I'm saying for this young lady who is now being, she's 19 years old with a 40-year-old husband. Well, maybe this would be the best situation for her because he's not gonna be. I don't know. I'm just praying the best. So whatever the situation, the best situation
It's
possible.
funny that you said immature mind because that nigga was in
immature.
Stupid.
And he just
I didn't say that. You thought of that. You thought that. You put that together in your own head. I said a kid mind.
Oh, you right. Okay,
But
yo, child, let's just keep her in our prayers.
I'm a sick and shut in.
Good vibes.
Ah,
Okay, let's talk about this Dancing with the Stars lineup.
Girl.
Carol Baskin.
Killed her husband, whacked him, fed him to tigers. They smacking.
ah.
Can't tell me.
The
Can't convince me
That
that it didn't happen.
Carol Baskin.
So Carol Baskin gonna be on Dancing with the Stars this season.
Along with Jenny Mine.
And Nelly. Fine ass.
Y'all, I got this 60-year-old coworker who we did this like get to know you thing, and her celebrity crush is Nelly, and she put his real name on there, and we was like, okay, let's look this nigga up and see who this is, and I was like, bitch, it's Nelly. And she was like, yes, and I love him.
Oh.
Cornell, his name was like Cornell Hayes or something like that, Cornell or something.
Not Cornell.
I was like, who is? I'm like,
Cornell.
I'm thinking I'm about to put up this old ass nigga, and it was fucking Nelly, and I was like, excuse me.
I mean, but she
Is
has
it
taste.
Junior? She has taste.
She has taste.
Look at the
That's
material.
Okay.
Yeah, we just wanted to let y'all know that Carol Baskin asses.
I'm gonna watch. Let me tell you something. Dancing with the Stars is actually a really good show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I
going
love
to
it.
watch it. They don't have a lot of black people this season though. Cause Scott Jackson is gonna be on there.
Oh, really?
Little big hair
she's
girl.
cute, yeah.
She is cute. I'm a root for her.
Okay.
But I just want to know, like, you could just go kill your husband and get a motherfucking Dancing with the Stars contract.
And my nigga, what's that nigga? What's his name?
Allegedly.
What's that nigga name?
Who?
From
Joe Tiger? Joe?
Yes.
Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic got my nigga locked up and shit.
I'm saying
21 long suffering ass years and y'all ass on Dancing with the
you
Stars.
got my niggas locked
Took that nigga lions and tigers and shit.
And then you didn't kill your
But my thing is,
husband,
Carol,
I
how?
think she ain't gonna last long.
She not gonna last long.
cats
But my
and
thing,
things.
I don't get it, cause you do the same shit Joe did.
Cause she, you know what? Let me not.
She's saying though that
She's a sanctuary.
She's
No, they
saying
don't.
She's saying though that she treats them better than he.
They
did.
don't.
Well,
Their living conditions at her place is
it's horrible.
it's
as well.
horrible. Did y'all watch Tiger King?
Bitch.
I mean,
Anyways,
but
That
you know,
whole
that's
shit
that's that white woman privilege right there. But we not gonna talk about that.
on another note, John Gray motherfucking ass.
Wait, he got a white wife?
No, he
Oh.
cheated again.
Oh,
With
on his
somebody
wife.
named Mary.
a white woman?
Nah.
Oh.
Well,
I thought because it was a segue, so I thought somehow
You know,
it was a white woman. No. So John Gray. First off, Avatar. I just want to just say that I'm so sorry that you letting this man with pencil knees and legs. She
Let's
don't.
see what John Gray look like.
Please pull it up.
like
He's built like ooh.
that nigga off of the Minions.
No, yes, but no, he's built like pickles under the tongue on SpongeBob. Bubble bass.
Girl, let me see that.
This hoe
He
out of
built
line.
like bubble bass, bitch.
This nigga said you forgot the pickles.
Like
Girl,
John
this
Gray
nigga
from one
like
looks like he
Ruben
hides pickles
This
under
hoe said
his
he look like
tongue.
Ruben Studdard.
He do look like he's sorry for 2004.
Oh,
His wife
this
is
is
cute.
my story for 2004. I ain't gonna mess up no more this year.
First off, yeah, but basically that's the same song that John Gray is singing.
Oh my
After
God.
Like the song Little House He's Standing. Y'all, they so tiny.
Okay, exactly. John Gray with them little big ass legs. How you gonna run into another fair?
His wife is a bad tea.
She's really
She
cute.
is beautiful.
She's
She's
really
a
cute.
beautiful woman.
That's
But
it.
you know what?
It's the thickness for me.
Yeah, she's really
Period.
cute.
My thing
And I'm
is,
just like, bitch, why would you subject yourself to?
And yeah, he's not even cute.
to
Okay,
that.
so this the thing. Even a man of the Lord gonna cheat.
so
if
And it don't matter how cute you are, bitch. Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce.
Halle Berry
Don't
was
speak
cheating
of it.
on.
Next, we're done. That's all we needed to say.
Don't even speak on it. Halle Berry?
Was cheating on
Well, yeah, Robert Thicke was cheating on
Paula Patton.
Paula
she-
Patton.
and bitch look, cause I've been cheating on. The fuck?
I can't stand that.
But
You're stupid.
I do want to touch back on John Gray though, real quick, because not only has this man he has made a fool of his wife once, but he's made a fool of his wife twice.
That we know.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
we know
fool
her.
me once, shame on me.
Fool me twice.
Fool me twice. I mean, fool me. I
Shame
can't
on
even.
you.
But fool me 3 times. Fuck the peace sign.
Load
Load
the
the chopper, let it rain on you.
you.
That's what I was
Right.
trying to get at.
Yeah, that
Like,
is. And
Shit.
So what was the cheating? Like he got caught. How did he get caught?
So he got caught. Okay, so but here's the tea though. Okay, so there was a slew of sexual, suggestive pictures and text messages, FaceTime calls,
In his phone?
etc. Yes, and it was like they said that allegedly the woman Mary was basically compiling this information to come out anyway against him on this.
Oh, so she's a floozy.
Not the pastor cheating on a woman named Mary.
Right. So
Not Mary, Mary. I hope it's not one of them.
No, I'm
Neither
just
one of
kidding.
them names ain't even Mary.
I know.
But and it also was rumored that his son would, hear him talking to the woman about how the wife, don't cook,
Ooh!
etc. Yeah, feeding the children.
I thought a
pizza
man
every
found
night.
a wife found a good thing. Only if she know how to make nachos.
So
I guess little sisters don't cut it these days, and they got a new little $6 half pizza, half cheese bread, and motherfucker.
He said, "This is not what I meant when I said be hot and ready. This isn't it."
Be fruitful and multiply. They hot and ready.
Why the son ain't tell? My son better have my motherfucking
My
back.
son better say, ooh, mama, daddy was with some bitch.
But
And he can say it
but
too.
I feel like I don't know how it got out or got to the wife, but I feel like it had to have been something to get to her. But I just feel like, you know, what really kind of pisses me off is this man parades himself to be a man of God, but you fall into temptation all these times.
But
it's not to say that you cannot fall to temptation, but you continue to fall down the same line of temptation, and you continue to try to have the same platform that you have. It doesn't work for me.
And then you want to preach to these single women to walk into the spirit of a wife when you cannot even walk in the spirit of a husband, let alone walk with some motherfucking regular ass legs. You skinny leg bitch. Like,
so I saw somebody, but I did see somebody say that, and this was not about John Gray, but in general, somebody was saying that whenever we choose you to be our pastor, you are put on a higher pedestal.
Yes.
So yeah, you might make mistakes, but it is your job, literally.
So you can't
walk in a light that is, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That is of God.
Like, not only is like his actions a reflection of his marriage, but it's a reflection of his leadership in the
Come on,
church.
his congregation.
Period. So there's no way you can sit up here and preach. And
hold on, now we go to his church and I see some bitch talking to my man. He talking about pastor, the first lady forgave pastor. I'll be the biggest at the pew, on the
That
pew,
ain't the church for me.
at the altar,
stomping
his ass in the name of Jesus. Okay.
Stomp like Kirk Franklin. Makes me clap my hands, makes me wanna dance. Stomp shit
Right on your motherfucking head.
Secret.
In Jesus' name,
Amen.
Amen.
All right, so moving on.
Okay, so did y'all see or hear about the little boy and little girl that were over sexualized in these pictures?
You air quoted it. You don't think it was over-sexualized?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I definitely do. I don't want to talk about it though.
Oh.
There you go.
So,
them fucking kids, that little girl had her hand like...
But mine was the one that said daddy.
Yeah, I ain't like that.
Because when I say daddy, I'm not talking about my motherfucking daddy.
Not my father. I know you getting in the
Daddy. Exactly.
Tawana and Andre and
Getting it all.
Daddy. No, that is terrible.
But so
no, let me go look at this shit. What them kids?
those kids, like they were making content like the adult Instagram couple.
And I'm not even gonna say those kids' guardians.
Yeah, because the Guardians run the page.
That shit is ghetto.
But first and foremost,
Let me look at a picture.
so can somebody break? Are these kids? Are they siblings?
They best friends.
They
So
best friends.
they mamas
Okay.
are, I guess, friends, and they're best friends. And they say that the kid. So the mamas came out, y'all, with a little Instagram live and was like, "Are y'all being abused? Cause y'all trying to say this, y'all trying to say that." And it was kind of like, girl, I can slap the shit out of my child and be like, "Did I slap you?"
And they gonna say no.
Be like,
You'll
"No,
be like-
ma'am. No." You know what I'm saying? Kids don't kids don't even know what abuse is. I'm not gonna say that these women are sexually abusing their children because they're doing sexually suggestive things on Instagram. What I am gonna say is it's very inappropriate. I can't assume that I want to put that on. I don't even want to put that energy in the air on those kids. But that shit is inappropriate. Those kids don't know what they're doing, and what you're doing is showing them a little bit like that this is okay. And it's too fast. It's too much. It's too fast.
It's just entirely too fast. They got pictures of these children, like the girl putting the do-rag on the little boy.
Oh my God,
nights
it was
like this.
disgusting.
Nights like what? My
And
nigga?
he's sitting in between her legs and shit.
And then
Right.
they try to say
I
like
like it.
y'all doing too much. It's just song titles, baby. I love that song. Oh, so nice like that. Like you don't do that.
Dude,
You don't do
first
that.
off-
Everything is not for kids, bitch. Baby shark do.
Right, and that's
the
the
lyric
thing.
for them.
Like, I really feel like those mothers or whatever, they are living through their children's
Mm-hmm.
like Instagram and Instagram notoriety because they probably don't have it themselves, and it's just downright disgusting.
It is very disgusting. It's exploitative.
They're-
But
I
my
wonder if the
thing
mamas
is-
get together and be like, "Hey, I just found this really cute thing for Keyshawn. I'm gonna get one for your baby too." Like I wonder if it's some shit like that, or they both just buy the kids different shit, and they be like this. Like I wonder how this, because I can't even imagine having a conversation with another parent and being like, "Okay, and I want them to do this and just have a touchy style a little bit." I can't understand
Right,
how
yeah.
that go.
Like, it is also like, I just don't understand how you can sit them. Okay, so we gonna dress our kids like this. so they can look like this on Instagram. So and then like how you were saying like, oh yeah, just touch this thigh right here, or just put your arm around her.
But then it's like, where's the line? Because just a few episodes ago we were talking about the damn LOL dolls and the over sexualization of that.
Right.
What's the difference? You know what I mean? If you don't want your kids' dolls portraying these sexual vibes, why are you gonna have your child posing?
But I just feel like these are two like I'm sure those women was like, girl, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like it's different. You know, we all have different. Cause I don't remember us talking about the LOL thing, but
it was the doll that had the little thing with the button.
Oh, that was the LOL doll.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that shit's crazy. Oh, okay.
No,
yeah, that shit
was
crazy. You know, that was disgusting.
The troll had the butt by the butt, but the LOL doll.
The doll, the kid's doll.
The one that was dead. She was dressed like a motherfucking
hooker.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I just feel like, you know, these are different type of people. This girl, these mothers probably just, I don't know. I don't know what to, I can never even imagine that situation. I don't know what to say about it, because I'm like, y'all are really, I don't think that mothers or parents understand how much they shape their kids. And I'm like, these kids are not in a relationship. They're all of 10.
Right.
They don't know nothing about this.
Not even, I don't think.
And then it's like, they want to, and then it's like, okay, I understand this. It's, you know, their kids, you know, whatever, Instagram, social media platform, but I don't feel like that's in the best interest of those children just because of other people. You don't know how some crazy, you know, pedophile or whatever is looking
and that's
at,
really
you
making
know,
them like a little bit more, seem a little more grown, as if and
Right.
black kids are already seen as older than they are. So I just feel like they really could have done a real cute little bestie thing. Like, even if the clothes, like they was like, nah, we want them to have the same clothes. It really could have been, the captions and the poses could have been different, and
more tasteful.
And the page could have still been the page. So the outfits could have been, because I didn't feel like the little girl had on anything distasteful. I don't feel like the boy had anything.
It was the captions and the poses for me.
They could have changed that up and still been a best friend page, and it could have been real cute. But y'all are trying to portray them as child, like child intimacy, and that's what we don't like. We don't want to see that.
Right.
And we don't want that to become, because all it takes is for it to be acceptable in one situation, and then it's gonna multiply. And now all of my timeline, I'm seeing kid couples.
Right. And you want to know what also kind of pisses me off about people like that? They want to kind of parade a child couple, but you know, they be the main ones getting mad at young people like Zaya. It's like how you gonna be mad at that this child knows her sexuality, or you know, she knows how to identify herself.
Yeah, because I'm like,
but you letting stuff like this go on, because it's people that's in them comments. Oh, they are so cute, etc. Be the same ones dragging this child on the shade room.
That's very true.
So it's like you really gotta check
priorities all fucked up.
Right.
They probably belong to John Gray Church.
Moving on.
I'm tired of y'all asses.
Okay, so 50 Cent and T.I. beefing.
I don't even know what it.
Them
niggas are stupid.
Listen, all I know is 50 Cent is a troll.
The biggest.
And he's been trolling T.I. and T.I. has been clapping back ever so verbally.
Girl, you know
vocabulary.
You know
expeditiously.
Let me see.
So yeah, I think they're trying to do a versus battle.
Okay, I don't think they should do a versus, because one thing that I've noticed about the versus are they're very lighthearted. You know what I'm saying? Nobody.
Them niggas gonna be fighting.
Nobody has the. Well, you know, some of the verses be like on live. You know, some of them be together, but it's gonna be very nasty. It's gonna be very like Monica and Brandy just did theirs. They had to sit down before the verses and talk out their issues so they could make sure that it was gonna be, you know what I'm saying, good vibes. Everybody else that has done it, it's been good vibe, good energy. I just don't feel like we should start doing verses and make them so versus and we don't want to see. I mean, we kind of do because we messy, but I feel like the verses have been a very lighthearted, fun situation.
And also, I just feel like anybody going against 50 Cent is going to want to punch him in his mouth, because he is very petty, and they're
not gonna be in the same room.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, I wouldn't want to be in the same room with him. Like, I really wouldn't, because we just read him down, talking about anxiety women, like 50 like,
but we also read down T.I. for talking about his daughter's vagina.
Exactly. So
that is like it's two clown ass niggas.
Yeah, doing dumb stuff.
Clowning.
And then I honestly don't feel like their rap is comparable anyway to be in a versus.
That's stupid.
I
wouldn't even pair them up.
He said, "Now pull your young baboon face on up and get served, Curtis. Bring me the bully." That was his
I just think
hashtag.
it's stupid.
Come on, y'all 40. Five.
Right.
50, not
Right.
50.
So with that being said,
Ancient ancestors
No, ma'am.
at this point.
and I'm like, we as black women have been showing that we can have fun, we can do things that don't have to be so ugly, and it's kind of like I'm like fucking Erykah Badu and Jill Scott did one, Monica and Brandy, and we know they've been beefing for years. And like, it's kind of like we've been having a good time.
Monica actually knocked the fuck out of Brandy.
She
and
slapped
they were
her.
able to
She
do
slapped
this.
her.
Okay,
Can
good.
we actually talk about the verses?
It was so cute. I love
Okay,
it.
so y'all, I didn't watch it, but I did watch clips. But from the clips that I got, I felt like Monica energy was a little off. Somebody that
From
that
watching it,
The clips was shady.
the moment I tuned in, I was like, Brandy doing too much.
Brandy was being that girl.
Brandy was being that girl, and then I think it was making Monica uncomfortable, but then Monica was very nonchalant. And I think Brandy was trying to overcompensate and be like joking, but like
but they
touch on it. Touch on, like in a sarcastic way, like touch on their beef or whatever. And like make a joke about it, but it was not connecting.
So I think there are two types of girls when beefing. And like whenever squashing a beef.
Mm-hmm.
There's a girl gonna be like, okay, great, so it's all over, okay, we're good, okay, great, good. Hey girl, what's poppin'? Hey Tiff, is that? And then there's a girl that's like, okay, we're not beefing no more, we talked about it, cool. When I see you, but after that, and I think that when I see you was Monica, and Brandy is the we besties again now, because Brandy at one point was like, so we basically a group, and Monica was like,
we are not a group. She was like,
I think that Brandy thought when they talked, now we're friends, and Monica thought now we talked, now there's no beef, even that, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that's what it was. I also, if I'm being honest, I think that Monica has had hits over the past years. Hits on hits on hits on hits on hits. Brandy had a lot of hits that were like really big in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So really at past the 90s, the only thing I know is you gonna put it down, I'm gonna get it up. You gonna put it down, whatever. And so I'm like, she really hasn't. Monica didn't know Brandy's songs. I was watching, I was like, she don't know the words. She was doing all these. She didn't know the song.
She didn't know them.
Because the song she did know, she was like, oh, this is my favorite one. Yeah, girl, 2 songs because that's what you. And I'm like, really, Brandy had like 4 or 5. Exactly. And it was an Angel in Disguise. I didn't know that song, but I was like, oh, I feel like it should have been. It probably was.
I like Monica's new song she dropped.
With Lil Baby?
Yeah.
I mean, I need to listen to it again. But I just feel, because I'm like, remember whenever they played the C Murder song, she was like going crazy. She had energy. She just was like, I'm getting money, I'm doing what I gotta do. We are not besties. We cool now, we talked about it. I don't feel like it was shady. I feel like it was her genuine energy. And I feel like because Brandy was going so harder, like it made Monica look even less.
I mean, I understand that, but I feel like just from the clips that I saw, like with the verses, I just feel like Monica really could have either met her halfway or not have shown up. Because it's like we already know, like Monica, she appeals to the masses, and then Brandy, she really does it. And Brandy has a whole opera black girl thing about her, and then Monica's like the cool, whatever. But I just feel like in that situation,
Fenty fit.
Like
It was cute.
I feel like it was a bit much.
I feel like she could have done without the beret, but it was cute. She was giving me snatched waist.
I'm gonna dissect that after this. But yeah, I just really felt like to cut the speculation, I really feel like she should have just met her halfway.
So here's what I say. I think that it was because The Boy Is Mine, and they kind of did grow up in the same era or whatever, but they don't have the same vibe either. So the music wasn't even the same type of vibe. Like you could tell from the outfits that it wasn't the same. They're not the same type of artists anymore.
I mean, I get that, but it's just
so the vibe was off.
The vibe was
Brandy had poems for like 4 of the songs, and she came in there with like the
notes
patchwork jeans and notes and like very
nice
very
sweater.
Poetry, very what they said, poetry night to den. You know what I'm saying?
They said Brandy must got a great endorsement.
No bullshit. No, they talk about why am we showing his dress like Adele.
First off, I didn't see anything wrong with her outfit.
I think she looked super cute.
Well,
it was cute. It was very
whimsical.
like, yes, like how Adele was. It was cute though, but in comparison to
Monica, I think that just shows their different personalities.
But Monica is very much more
because
fashion.
I mean, if you look back at it, if you put a picture of what Brandy had on and go back a few verses ago to what Erykah had on, they had the same shit on.
And that's why I'm saying I don't think they're the same type of artist anymore. Monica literally used she's slapping bitches like that's not Brandy's energy. It has never been.
Right.
And so that's why I say I feel like the verses, the only thing, it was just the beef and the boy is mine. But I'm like, other than that, this verses didn't match up as well as you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And honestly, people been saying, this person got more hits. They didn't have the number of hits. The number of music songs that we knew didn't match up as well as some of the others have. I get the background behind it though.
So who do you think Monica should have went against, like Keisha Cole or something?
That's exactly who I thought of. That's exactly who I thought of.
My mind. But back onto Monica's outfit. It was different for me. I think it was more so of the fact that the cut of the shirt.
I liked that.
It looked like a corset, but like a leotard.
Yeah,
exactly. But I just feel like
it was different.
Well, it was different, but I just felt like the fit of it wasn't as good as I would like because towards the end,
it was saggy.
Yes.
So I want to say that I think everything that Monica did was to make sure that at the end she was like, just say I'm still that bitch. It was that kind of energy because they both put out little promos. Monica's was like she was dressed and she had this big jacket on and she went into this vault, literally like a fucking bank vault, and grabbed all her albums and shit and kind of like on some shit like, just so you know, I'm that girl, I got all these albums. Brandy wasn't even in hers. Ray J had like walked by and dropped a little piece of paper or something for a little boy and he had read it or something. So it was like a very different energy with both of them. I feel like Brandy honestly was just like, girl, I'm so tired of this shit, you know, whatever. And I feel like Monica has been Gunica for her whole life, and she like, and I slap bitches and I don't give a fuck and I'm da-da-da-da. It was still that kind of energy of like, okay, we're doing this little verses, but I'm a win. And Brandy was like, oh, this is gonna be nice.
But I was explaining it to my sister, like, Monica and Brandy are two different girls. Brandy is very earthy, earth mama, and Monica is a mean girl. She hang out with Toya and them, and they rap shit, and I think they're just mean girls.
I definitely think that.
I mean, not in a bad way, but you know what I mean.
Like the mean girl kind of group, or the popular girl kind of. Like, there was a part in the verses, Tati, I know you didn't watch it. It was a part where, so basically, first of all, Monica or Brandy was singing all of Monica's songs. Every one of them. And I was like, okay, because I knew the songs too, so I could understand that. Well, there was a part where Brandy had Monica put her mic down whenever Brandy was singing, and Brandy had picked it up and was like, girl, I've been singing all your songs here. And she gave her the mic, and I was like, and she was just like, oh, and she had the mic in her hand, but she wasn't singing the song, and I'm like, it very much was the popular girl, but Brandy was like, girl, yeah, we've been beefing, and Brandy made sure that throughout the whole verse, she kept saying, I wanted to work with you so bad. Like, the reason The Boy Is Mine was my song. Right. I wanted you, I sought you out. And so I'm like, I feel like it was two different, definitely just two different energies. Like, I know, because people onto my TL was like, I can't wait. I wish I could see, I wish I could hear the phone call that Monica got in the car. Yeah. Nobody said about Brandy, because even when they was doing The Boy's Mind, the song at the end when Brandy or Monica was singing her song or whatever, Brandy was hitting her with these and all on her, and I'm like, Monica, that she don't want to be besties.
And I mean,
she's a cool girl,
right? Man, like, nobody's expecting them to be besties,
but
like,
Brandy wanted that energy.
Yeah, she wanted that energy.
She kept on saying, "Oh, I tour." She was making that joke about them going on tour, and Monica was like,
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was a little shade,
but let's just but you know, Monica can have the shade for days, but she just don't have the vocal range.
She can sing though, but. She
can touch Brandy though.
I love Monica.
She got the hits. I will not lie.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
she cannot fuck with Brandy vocally.
What happens when you have this vocal range but not the hit? Is it that you don't pick the right songs? Is it that your social?
I think, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I was gonna say, why we keep
like for Jasmine Sullivan, she has the vocal range.
But I feel like she gets good songs too.
She do have good songs.
I feel like it's who you know, who you work with, how you look.
How you look is a
How you look.
Because
if they think you can sell the record, if they think you can physically sell the record, then you're gonna get the better song.
I wonder if Brandy having a baby had impacted.
And then the whole car accident thing happened.
So maybe that, because I'm like, obviously Brandy was that girl at one point. She had a whole TV show while she was doing these albums. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, seeing that poetry shit, I was like, yeah, girl, it's crazy. And seeing that poetry shit, I was like, okay, so the show really did kind of embody Brandy as well. You know what I'm saying? They brought her whole brother in, and she did the poet. Like, this was a little bit of how her energy was.
Hold on, just side note. Meatball, my little brother, need to be supporting me like Ray J support Brandy, okay?
Oh, that's so cute. She had a whole bestie song.
Like Ray J 10 toes behind his sister.
They're so fucking cute. My brother, girl.
Like, Meatball, I need you to
get it together.
Step it up.
Nah, it's cute. But yeah, I think that's a good point. The look and a lot of stuff going to it. But Jasmine Sullivan has hits. She just don't have as many. Like she has good songs every time.
She just never really got that mainstream exposure.
Exactly, but I feel like what we're saying, like cause she has the vocal range. She has the songs. Like that last album was a masterpiece.
I was so cute. I was listening to that.
It was something missing. Just like with what's her name? The light skinned girl. Oh,
I need more.
Hold on. They were trying to say like, oh, she's coming for like Beyonce spot, Rihanna spot, Tinashe. I know that was a reach that they were saying that, but like Tinashe, like she had her a hit. I don't know about her vocal range, but she had her a hit. But it's something that's not connecting. Like,
but I'm more so speaking about people who, like we saying, like the Jasmine Sullivan, the Brandys, who have the vocal range, and we know they can sing their asses off, and they've had a couple of hits, but they just haven't made it there. I'm like, what's the it? Fucking Kelly Rowland as a single or as a single artist.
Sing.
Oh my God.
I mean, sing her ass off.
The Choir of Kelly.
Yeah, y'all know that video. Man, yes. Every time, and I'm like, Kelly why hasn't she made it to Beyonce? Said that girl can sing. We confuse their voices so often, in stuff, and it's strong and it has rank. Why? I be wanting that shit all the time. And Kelly, Kelly has the look as well. Well, Solange, but she's there now though.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, like it took.
True.
It took some gas.
Anyways,
yeah.
Moving right along, the verses was fire.
It was good. Okay, so now for some girl talk. Okay, so
wait, that was all our topics. Wow.
Okay,
I
so
we're gonna do it.
So there's this saying that you always know who your safe person is if you were never to like find the one, like somebody you would fall back on. Do y'all have that person?
No, I cut all my niggas off.
Okay. I gotta think about if I want to talk about this. I know. Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I do have a safe person. I know who my safe person is. I feel guilty about having a safe person though. Is that wrong to have a safe person?
I feel like if y'all know, like, kind of mutually that y'all are each other's safe person, then it's a good thing. Like,
okay.
Like, for me personally, I have a safe person, but I low-key want my safe person just to be my person. So, like, I don't think it...
Okay, but the saying about the safe person is that you won't be as... it won't be as exciting as the
person.
No,
I don't have a safe person then.
So
because if the person that I'm thinking about is my safe person, if they were to end up being my person, it'd be good.
So why like what kind of obstacles will deter? Because I'm like, if they post, okay, in my head the safe person is the person who, like, you can fuck with, but it's like not gonna be as fun, but like you can go back to them if you like. Say for instance, you and your boo that you messed with, stop talking to each other. It'll be like I can talk to him all the time. I know I can go back.
I can see it like a notebook kind of sense.
Yes. Well, no. See, that's your true love type shit. Safe person is more like this is a nigga I can fuck with, but he's not as fun as like the toxic nigga.
Let me mix up the notebook sense. It's not the true love. It's the guy that I know is stable. I know he will take care of me. Versus the bad guys and the assholes that I like. I'm gonna keep chasing after them. Right. But every time I get my heart broken, I'm gonna go back to him.
Yes.
I don't have one of those.
My safe person is my safe person in my head. We haven't had we never had a relationship or something like that, but I know that we have had that connection when we were friends or whatever, and that it could work, but it wouldn't be as fun. And I'm a Sagittarius, and I know people be like, who gets fun? But whenever all the shit they say about, I be like, I fit all that shit to a T. I'm very much I'm a free spirit. I like to adventure and stuff like that, and so I don't think that the safe really super my safe person was super he go to church every Sunday, and nothing's wrong with that, but he go to church every Sunday, and he had a lot of traditional views, and I feel like I want to be able to push my man to do different stuff, and he would be like, baby, relax, and I don't know what relax means. So I feel guilty, and I don't think I'm anybody's safe person because I
don't think I'm anyone's safe person either. I don't fuck with people like that, so.
Right, and it's just I wouldn't even do that to myself to be somebody's safe choice, because if I'm not first, then I'm not gonna be safe.
Okay, well, see, with me knowing, and it's so funny because the moment I saw that post, my safe person, I was like, oh, this is ugly. There have been times before where I hear a song and I'll be like, oh, it's you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I sent him the song like, hey, you like this song or something like that. You know, like times in the past. And it's funny because we really don't even talk no more. But I just feel so guilty because I'm like, we friends, but I know it's you. I know that if he was single and I was single, I could go to that nigga and we would be good together.
Well,
but that makes me feel guilty. But
I mean,
that makes me
there's
feel
nothing to feel
guilty.
guilty about. It's just, it is what it
Can
is.
you, okay, so can you be friends with your safe person?
Yes.
Yes. But like, here's my thing. Like,
Can your nigga be friends with his safe person?
Yes. No.
exactly.
Right, I was going on
Exactly.
that one. But I just feel like, well, my thing is like, the only way I would feel guilty about, you know, having a safe person is if I take advantage of them. Because, you know, it's somebody that, like, you know, it's like, oh, they got this one nigga that you just know, like, and that nigga, he'll fool about
I'm gonna get free meals.
Right,
and,
like, that's when you should feel guilty because that's, you taking advantage of somebody that has a soft spot for you.
Okay, so if y'all are friends and he's like, no, don't worry, Tati, I got it. You're not gonna take the.
But then I feel like as a friend, you can always be like,
he's
well,
your
I got
safe
it this
person.
time.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Right. Like, you know, because
Things I never said.
but you want to always keep a balance with people like that because, you know, also with them safe people, they might be really, really wanting your ass and you don't really want them, and that's not really good to leave nobody on like that.
Or, okay, so.
Because karma is a motherfucker.
No, or they might really want you and, like, because they are the safe person, they do. Because, like, if you consider them to be your safe person, in the back of your head, you do have some type of love for them. And so I'm like, I decided not to be friends with my safe person because I was like, well, in a relationship, I don't want those blurred lines between me and another person. Like, hey, Cece, you wanna go, you know, get something to eat. It's just me and you. That's a date, nigga, because we kind of like each other. You know what I'm saying? And the safe person, like I said, for me, the safe person, he gonna pay for my meal because it's just like, yeah, thank you, boo. You know, I could split a meal with my boyfriend if that's what, you know what I'm saying? Like, we eat all the time, but for me and my man, we eat together. I said we eat together all the time, you know. So it's kind of like sometimes places like that, but it's my safe person. We go on a date. That's what that is. So it's just like, I just feel like it's so hard to be. I don't think you should do because if my man was like had his homegirl and I'm considering his homegirl to be his homegirl, but low key they carrying a torch for each other, and we break up and then he
yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Or we on the rocks and he talking to his safe girl about what we got going on.
Right. Yeah.
It's ugly.
Yeah,
so I
that's not cute.
So I know that y'all said that, like, you know, you wouldn't be the safe person, but do you think somebody has you on their safe person list?
Probably. I'm not even gonna lie.
I feel like possibly yes.
I feel like
But I just don't think that they know that. You know how they be like, be your nigga beast? I've never been that.
this one.
I've never been.
This girl. She's out of line.
I'm gonna push the buttons. Like even when me and my safe person were like really good friends, like we would talk about stuff. And the reason I know he's so like traditional is 'cause we would talk about stuff, and I'd be like, so basically you a homophobe. Oh, so basically you hate women. And like that nigga would be like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, okay, so you just a misogynist. And he would be like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you know I love, like, you know. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna push those buttons. Like, I'm going to make you think outside the box. I'm going to call you these things and see how, like, let's have a conversation about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. And he would be like, you just are too progressive for me. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna be that. But I do think I possibly. You never know who you with your homies. You know, your close homies.
That's
how they
really,
thinking like I really fuck with him.
Yeah.
Did somebody pop up in your head when y'all say when she asked, could you possibly be somebody's safe person?
One person popped in my head because it's just like, you know how it's like a vibe they kind of give off to you, and they'll always pass off those little jokes like, okay, like, you know, if we'll get married by 35, boy, you know, I'm
It's not a joke.
First of all, don't fucking joke with me. Don't joke with me about
Right, that's 10 years. I might as well start planning the wedding today.
You're annoying.
All right. If your man or your woman got a safe person, let their ass go, y'all. Make them let them go, because that's it for you.
Yes, agreed. Okay, y'all.
We about to get out of here.
So let's get into these affirmations. I'll go first. Real short, real simple. I am abundant.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Abundance.
For me, I'm gonna take it back to, I think that's our first episode, like whatever, to don't stop, get it.
Okay, I'll go. I'll take your man
This girl.
Make him cut her
bitch.
off. Cause she's saying it. She's saying it.
Snip, snip,
ho.
Snip,
Yes. Keep your man close and the safe person closer.
Ooh.
I always gotta say some shit like that because I'm like, these niggas beat her ass.
Beat that hoe.
Beat that hoe up. But yeah.
But yeah.
Thanks guys for tuning in once again.
We hope y'all enjoyed today's episode. We will see y'all, hear y'all, be with y'all in the next one.
And get into this twist out. This is like my best twist out thus far, so.
Right. And also, happy birthday to Beyonce.
We love you, sis. Baby, love you.
4, 8,
Come on, Rachel.
1, B-Day. Hey.
Replacement.
You gonna be the